We made them all remember.
This was possibly one of the best segments I've seen on WWE Raw in forever. We're talking about the Wyatt Six, the sit-down interview, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross going out to the ring. This had so much detail and emotion and weight to it, all wrapped up together. In fact, it was all wrapped up originally with a VHS tape. So, looking at Monday Night Raw from June 25th, the kickoff for this Uncle Howdy piece that was leading to this segment, we had Chad Gable in his match, and after the end of the match, you had the lights go out, you had the fog coming out, the smoke and everything, and Nikki Cross starts crawling into the ring, and then it scurries Chad Gable out of the ring, which, by the way, they did follow up with all of this. Chad feeling nervous, he's feeling like uneasy about it, he's got the bandage on his head from everything that happened last week where people were like, oh, he was shot in the head. And no, he just smashed up a little bit. The other people they're totally dead, aren't they? But Nikki Cross gets Chad Gable out of the ring, and then you end up with the cool moment where Nikki Cross goes out and hands Michael Cole a package. And then in the package, Cole opens it up and it reveals a VHS tape that says "Play Me." What was really neat though with this just small moment was going to be that the security guards that had been ringside, they were taken out. So we don't know what happened. It could have been Nikki Cross, but we don't know what the hell happened. These guys are just like thrown about on the desk. Like, are they dead too? We don't know. And just also like little things here. Michael Cole, it needs to like sell that a little bit, because out of nowhere, these two guards are knocked unconscious or killed. And Michael Cole's like, what's up? You got a package for me? Like, you need to do a little bit more of like, why are these people just destroyed next to me? But anyways, they got the tape, and then they went through and they played the VHS tape, and it was this sit-down promo of Uncle Howdy interviewing or talking to Bo Dallas, talking to Taylor. And this had so much and so many layers to it. Number one, I love just the style that they took with this, because as you watch it, your attention is constantly focused on it because of all of the glitching and the tape effects that they use, and the stuttering and stopping of it and giving weight to it, and the zoom in of Bo Dallas's face to it all. And even Uncle Howdy, I love that we got a better look of Uncle Howdy here, of what he looks like now, this new incarnation of him. And it's way better, way more detailed. Again, go and look at the other Uncle Howdy we got when Vince was still around with Triple H, and he's got the big rubbery mask and he's going do all the time, and it didn't work. It was too goofy. This was so good. So you have basically this dichotomy, this split, and they even illustrated this at the end of the promo and the end of the segment, where you have Uncle Howdy sitting across from Bo Dallas and the door is in the middle, and you have this split between the two, the split personality. We understand that Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas and vice versa, and they are acknowledging all of this within this world. So some of the lines of dialogue that they had here throughout the segment, I'm pulling this from Wrestle Talk because they got all the quotes written down. It said, "How did you feel when your brother Bray Wyatt died?" And this is how Uncle Howdy is addressing Bo Dallas. He says, like, the most important thing in my life was taken away from me. Nothing was ever going to matter again. Howdy puts in this interesting line. WWE, they put in this really good line here of, don't you think you're exploiting your brother's legacy? Which is fascinating that they do this, which is great that they do this, because it's what some people would actually think. Aren't you exploiting Bray Wyatt? You create this Wyatt Six faction, you're utilizing and leveraging his passing, his real life death, and you're leveraging it within the context of a storyline. And this is not the first time WWE has done that. Like, we can go back in time with the likes of Eddie Guerrero and how much they exploited him, and Rey Mysterio through that. They do this all the time with wrestlers. It's not uncommon, but it's the way that it is being done in an artistic and tasteful way. And frankly, it's all being done and spearheaded by Bo Dallas. So if he's green lighting it, then we should all be kind of on board for the ride. But it's such a good way to do this, that you have the character in Uncle Howdy addressing this, being kind of the voice of the other side. Bo talks about how all I ever wanted my whole life was to be like my brother. I looked up to him and I wanted to be him. I worked my entire career, my life, so I could have the opportunity, so I could work there next to him. And we were going to rule together, and we finally made it, and we were there and we had it, and then it was taken away from me. Bo Dallas's real emotions coming through in this, it shows. And that's kind of what you would expect to happen. This is personal. This is his story of him, his relationship with his brother that passed. It's all real. It's all embedded in reality. And this is a way, not to be cliche or anything, but like it's a way for them, for Bo, for others to heal, to actually grieve and heal through this process, through storytelling, through their art, and being able to put this together. It's really, really cool. A really good line that Bo used in here was, quote, "What am I supposed to do? Let him become a mausoleum? Let everybody forget what he stood for, what he fought for, what he believed in? Believe? They wanted to forget about me. They wanted to forget about all of us. We made them remember. We made them all remember." Implying the beatdown and the destruction they did on the previous week's Raw. They are all here and they will all remember. You can see the anger too, and the passion, and obviously all the real emotion, the raw emotion of Bo Dallas in this whole sit down, and the anger that he has of losing his brother and then, you know, being forgotten and not wanting him to be forgotten in Wwe Wyatt, and Bo Dallas himself, the character, not wanting to be forgotten either, that he has been forgotten. And then everybody else involved too, representing Bray. Uncle Howdy finishes with the line, "Yes, we did," after Bo is saying that we made them all remember. And again, getting that shot of them, the camera pulling out, and you're getting the door in the middle, which represents the light, Bray Wyatt, like all of it. And you have the duality of both characters, of both men on both sides. And Taylor, Bo Dallas looking to Uncle Howdy and vice versa. It's so well done and well crafted. It's exactly what they needed to do. This was the thing that I was feeling concerned about with the Wyatt 6. And again, there's so much that they're going to tell with this story, that they can tell with it, and the different directions they can go in. It's trying, what I was concerned about was how they were going to melt WWE just wrestling with the storytelling, and obviously the raw, real emotion and everything that's going on with Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, everything, the family, and what they're really dealing with here. How are they going to juggle it? Because they can do the spooky vignettes and the backstage stuff, and, you know, the Sister Abigail and all of this stuff, like Nikki Cross coming out being creepy. You can do all of that, but at the end of it, it is a TV program and it is wrestling, and you got to get in there and run some ropes and do a spine buster. At some point, there's going to be matches, right? You would think. Maybe not. Maybe it's all going to be embedded in character and it's just character storytelling and there is no in-ring stuff. Maybe it is just about all of this, these crazy attacks. But at some point, somebody or something is going to need to pull Bo Dallas back, where it ends and everyone begins to actually heal through this process. But what you're seeing is them utilizing the anger and frustration and mourning and grief, and they're fueling it that way and taking out everybody, and Bo's frustration of everyone forgetting about them, not wanting to forget about Bray, doing this for him, for his brother, and for himself and everyone else around him in the Wyatt 6. It's such a good way of storytelling. I'm still just wondering, what are they going to do? Who's going to be the catalyst? Who's going to be the one or several people that are going to end this whole thing and have Uncle Howdy disappear? Because what they're doing is, you could see that they are trying to tell the story of Bo is using Uncle Howdy as the representation, the incarnation of his anger and grief and everything. And so when he is all of this thing embodied into this Uncle Howdy character, you can see that that is going to be the one that is going to probably go in the ring and have matches and things like that. The other characters within there, where you have Nikki Cross and Eric Rowan, for example, are they going to get into matches, or are they just going to keep this thing going for 6 months of being background window dressing characters, creating all of this chaos? This is the stuff I don't know. Like, I don't think that they're necessarily going to do like, oh, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Uncle Howdy in Hell in a Cell, and they're going to do that. Maybe they will, but maybe they will. Maybe they're going to revisit things Bray has done in his career, that The Fiend did in his career. And maybe they're going to do that. And maybe Bo is going to utilize the Uncle Howdy character, the incarnation of this version of himself, representing Bray, representing his brother and everything that he is or was as a character. Maybe they're going to do that where Uncle Howdy will be like, I'm going to go and have these matches, but he is a darker, more extreme version of even that of what Bray Wyatt was or the Fiend was. And maybe you will see this stuff evolve, because again, guys, this gets really, really cool and interesting in the different directions they can go in with Uncle Howdy and the entire group. Maybe you do have things like Seth is going to be fodder for Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six. As a sidebar, I don't see Seth winning the world title at Money in the Bank. Maybe you're going to do something like that, where they're going to go revisit that Hell in a Cell match, but now it's going to be Uncle Howdy, and he's going to right the wrongs of what he feels are the wrongs, and have a proper Hell in a Cell match, not a red lit thing and the monster doesn't die. But maybe they do that with Seth. Maybe they will bring in Alexa Bliss at some point and have her be side by side with Uncle Howdy. The entire vignette, the entire segment itself, well done, well produced, really well executed. I was engrossed watching it. I couldn't look away. That's what I want, is to be captivated and left wondering, what are they going to do next? I love that WWE is doing different things in terms of, okay, we've added security on SmackDown like we saw because of the things with the Wyatt Six. We've added extra security on Raw. They are addressing it. They are keeping it in the front of everyone's mind that this stuff is going on. And I think one of the things they can correct with telling the stories of Bray Wyatt, that style of storytelling, or the Fiend, is trying to balance the motivation and the in-ring and making sure that the story has a through line that it's going to make sense at the end. This is one of the things where I have more confidence, not always, but more confidence with WWE right now under Triple H, is the longer storytelling ideas. But let me know what you guys think, and if you enjoy the channel here, hit subscribe, hit the like on this video, and if you want more WWE content, click right here. We're talking with the community. Overrated, underrated things in WWE. Have a great day. See ya.